I swear, like the Champions League final was like it was like a big joke today. I mean, completely fixed. And like I can't believe Lucas Moura wasn't in the starting lineup. Why wasn't Lucas Moura, okay, with his 5 Champions League goals in the starting lineup? Why wasn't he in there? Why isn't the hat trick hero in there? The guy who had the hat trick against Ajax, the guy who had the goal against Barcelona to to make it to the knockout stage in the first place because they had to win against Barcelona in order to overtake Inter. Lucas Moura scored in the 85th minute of that game, and they got Lucas Moura from Paris Saint-Germain. And the interesting thing about Paris Saint-Germain is that Mauricio Pochettino used to be a player for Paris Saint-Germain. That's why I think PSG are going to be the runner-ups for next year's Champions League final, which Juventus is going to win, of course, against PSG next year because Ernesto Valverde is back. This is a big joke. Ernesto Valverde is back. This tells me that they're trying to make Barcelona lose and not win the Champions League again until after Messi wins the World Cup. I mean, that's what's happening there in the Champions League. That's the only way to explain these big comebacks against Barcelona. That and go running off subject here. Damn, I can't believe it. Running off subject here. So where was I at again with? Oh yeah, Lucas Moura with the hat trick and qualifying for the Champions League. I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe they do this. They needed to put him in the starting lineup. Now, someone in the lineup that was great. Harry Kane, he wasn't fit. And in my opinion, you can go play him in the second half of the game. And I feel that's what Pochettino should have done. Should have, if he wanted to try to, he could have done that at halftime or put Harry Kane in there. Because they could have been better off with Lucas Moura in there at the same time with Eric Wink's creativity and also out there. And then Sissoko did not have the good game. Liverpool, overall, they got the penalty early on in the game, and it allowed them to play really defensively. Liverpool played really defensively because they played ahead with a goal, obviously, after 26 seconds into the game. And then Tottenham just can't find the net. And it allowed Liverpool to really counterattack the entire game. It really allowed them to really take control of the game from the start. And that Liverpool really controlled it. I mean, they allowed Tottenham to make the first mistake, and that was to stick an arm out in the box. You have to play with your hands behind, and you have to play defense really effectively out there like that. You have to go out there and keep your arms behind. This is football. You cannot touch. No hands allowed in football. You can't do that. So it required a better technique to prevent that mistake from happening. And credit Jurgen Klopp from doing it. I mean, it didn't take much. And 26 seconds into the game. And I cannot believe you did not play your best player there. I mean, that did not make sense for me from the start at all. And I don't know, man. I mean, something was off with Tottenham's shots tonight. Just like they were good and they were on target, but they weren't hit hard enough. Like it made no sense that they couldn't, find that one shot that could go through the net. And it seemed like slightly they were purposely missing those shots or whatever. That this had to be Liverpool's time. I mean, they just could not score the goal after 16 shots or so. Just Liverpool were waiting and waiting and waiting, and they played with control, and they were just so stout defensively throughout the whole game. And it's just one change, one one player in the lineup can make a difference, and that's two. And that is playing with 10 men. That's truly what it's about. You're playing with 10 men when you have a hobbled player like that against Liverpool. Liverpool, the team that defeated Barcelona, the team that finished runner-up with 97 points in the English Premier League. This is unbelievable. I mean, really? Playing with 10 men, Harry Kane, number 10? What's going on? Playing with 10 men. I need to see what that is. Playing with 10 men. I cannot believe it. I mean, really. I mean, look, playing with 10 in gematria equals 64. This is a 64th edition of the Champions League. It's the city of Madrid that equals 64. It's Pochettino. It's Fernando Llorente that, is Spanish, played Spanish football over at Valencia. I mean, I know where he's played at. He played at Juventus too. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, and I need to obviously show you guys the references here from my gematria calculator. So let me do this. So I've got playing with 10. I need quotation marks. Just allow me to do this. I mean, it is, Kane number 10. And, he's injured. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. He's so hobbled. He's not making any runs out there. He's not making any runs at all. It's like just waiting for the ball to come, and make one particular run. I mean, you can't limit your players like that when you're going against Liverpool, covering a lot of range. I mean, it's going to make it so easy. They're going to stack up a guy on the counterattack. It's easy to do that when you limit your options. When you limit your options, they are going to get you with an extra striker on the counterattack. They know they're able to do that. Hey, what's up, my brother? What's up? It's all about the Champions League and Liverpool here, and then Juventus winning it next year. I mean, the Ronaldo's birth year, Liverpool won the Champions League, mate. It truly is. So this is a Liverpool achievement this year, right before a big year for Juventus. Liverpool winning the big year. Juventus are going to win the Champions League campaign that begins in a big year. 12 to 24. That's what it is. 95 to 27 to 2019. That's what is happening with Juventus. It's all about the 24 instead of the 23. Maybe it's a whole time reference. I mean, 24 hours in a day or whatnot, the meaning with that 24, something symbolic with the Freemasons, I'm sure, because Juventus wear black and white, and it represents the good side and the bad side of things that you experience in life. And all the Scudettos and all the Coppa Italias and all the winning, but you can't win in the Champions League final. You always fail over again. That's two sides, black and white sides of Juventus. All this is very symbolic with them not winning the Champions League. And that's really true that, the results against Juventus are written by the Freemasons that run the club, the Agnelli family, because Agnelli equals 33. And, they're industrious family in Italy, and they're great classy people, and they run the club really well. I accept all the referees that they bribe. Let's face it, it happens for Juventus. It's okay. Juventus know they're awesome. They get away with it. They don't care less, man. They run away with the fans. They run away with the Ronaldo and all that. Yeah. That's what's happening with Juve. But no, I'm not one of these Juventus fans that do that. I rooted for the club. They won Scudetto right when it all began. I needed to stick with the team that had Luigi Buffon and Giorgio Chiellini. You need to stick with that team. But unbelievable. One substitution changing the game. You have to play with your best lineup. There's just no excuse. You have to play with your best lineup. Didn't take this game was just thoroughly controlled by Liverpool from the start. You play with 10 men. 10 men. Eric Kane, number 10. Playing with 10 men. Equals 64. This is the 64th Champions League final. The Tottenham Hotspur playing the Champions League final. How about Zion equaling 64? And that, the Tottenham Hotspur are known for having a group of Jewish fans on their team. I mean, they call themselves the Yid Army. And those are the Tottenham fans. So I think this all coincides with their new stadium opening this year during the Champions League and beating Manchester City. Maybe beating the Arab club maybe had to be symbolic too. I wonder. It probably could have been really symbolic for that rigging of the Champions League against Manchester City too, because every result has to be controlled by the people that run the Champions League. I mean, they at any time can go to VAR. They can make a really subjective call. That VAR is about for more control over the outcomes. It truly is, and less outrage, of course, because you need it to be good for the fans. And understand something, that when you limit yourself to 10 minutes, you don't play your clutch goal scorer. He scored to send you to the knockout stages. He went out there, he scored the hat trick that made the final possible. You need to stick with your most red-hot player at the current moment in the game. You should be outraged. If you want that trophy, you gotta have that want to get that trophy to be outraged. You know you do. That's the outrage with that. I mean, not playing the best lineup. Okay, what if a goalkeeper gives it away, like the Liverpool guy who gifted it to Real Madrid last year, the Bayern goalkeeper that gifted it to Real Madrid, screwing their own fans, to be one of those people? Fine, get a little payoff, okay? But I mean, come on. You cannot be doing that. You have to be playing your best lineup. Just play the best lineup. I mean, come on. Have to do that. We did not see the best game today. We can see a much better game. There are a lot of missed shots the whole game. Liverpool had control from the start. It felt Liverpool was going to win from the beginning ever since the 26 seconds. I mean, what the hell? Really? Come on. What's going on? Come on. I mean, I didn't see the final today. I was working while that happens in sale commission here with the Champions League. Understand that Jurgen Klopp lost 2 Champions League finals before the game and that he was not going to lose the Champions League this time around. One time in 3 appearances, Jurgen Klopp is going to win. He struck it well at that moment in time to end Real Madrid's Champions League dynasty, their three-peat, and they're at 13 Champions League titles. Liverpool was the winner. Jurgen Klopp stuck it to Real Madrid. But understand, next year in the Champions League, we can discuss this. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, is going to have Maurizio Sarri as his head coach. And rumor has it that Maurizio Sarri plans on playing Paulo Dybala up front as a forward. So Dybala is going to stay and become more of a world-class player in the Sarri ball. And Maurizio is going to make Cristiano Ronaldo get plenty of chances to score. Sarri ball is about being expressive and creating yourself and playing beautiful football. And staying organized is really important, as he did with Chelsea in reaching 2 finals this year in cups, picking up a runner-up and winning the Europa. This guy's the winner to make Juventus competitive in all 3 competitions in the next year, the Coppa Italia, the Champions League, and the Scudetto. Maurizio Sarri is going to make Juventus score more goals and to get more out of the squad to go out and attack in the second half of games. for Paris Saint-Germain. They are going to make it to the Champions League final next year. Paris Saint-Germain is going to make it to the Champions League final next year. They are going to lose to Juventus. Neymar's going to lose. It is. Cavani, if he's going to be there, if he's going to be sold. Paris Saint-Germain, if Gianluigi Buffon is there, he may be on the bench. Or what if he's playing for Paris Saint-Germain next year and going out there having a second chance? Or they're going to stick with the goalkeeper that they got already. That brother. I know his name right now, but it's not clicking right now. I have no idea. Understand that with Paris Saint-Germain, Kylian Mbappe just has to score that goal. Like, Kylian Mbappe has to score. He cannot miss such a wide open opportunity like that. He won't do that next year. He's a young kid. He's going to be fine. But he's going to have a better response next year, obviously, when things are not controlled against him, that he can go out and he can win a knockout and be able to score that chance and to relax and to be able to let the game come to you and to don't feel the tension of the moment. Kylian has to do that. I think if he does that, then he's going to be so great. He's going to stay at Paris Saint-Germain. They need to keep Dani Alves, even though I hate the fact that Dani Alves is not leaving. I cannot believe it. But really, when I think of Paris and I think of Thomas Tuchel and how they won Ligue 1 like that, they can fully concentrate and they can fully allow their tactical fluidity to experiment with a lot of things in the league when they have such a big margin to end up using in the Champions League. They need to be able to set up defensively. They need to be able to go out and attack. They need to go up and cover a lot of range in the midfield. They need to go out and cut passing lanes. They need to do quite a bit of these things. And that's what Thomas Tuchel has to do next year for Paris Saint-Germain. They're already set up to defend just fine. They defended very well early on against Manchester United away. They got ripped off, obviously, by a penalty call. And Manchester United were really fortunate to get that penalty, I should say. And I have no idea why that had to be the case. You see these Premier League teams win in that fashion, man, just unbelievable. All raids like that, man. We got to see some change next year. If I had not this England stuff this year, man, I need to see like a Barcelona Juventus, or I need to see Barcelona PSG Juventus PSG. I mean Liverpool against Juventus. I mean Man City against Juventus, Man City against Liverpool. I'll even say Man City and Liverpool. I mean, that's a great rivalry in world football right now. I would even say Man City and Liverpool would be a fantastic Champions League for next year. These two teams, if they can dominate through the rest of Europe, then you can really hype up two of those teams. Manchester United, man. Need a Manchester Derby in the final. What are Man United going to do? They're going to stick with Old Gunner and let it roll with him and have a big spending splash of players to inject some life on the team? Are they going to replace some center backs? Is Man United going to do that? Looking really shaky for them at the moment. They may not even look like they may even reach top four next year. I believe Pogba is a guy who can stay or whatnot. Well, the distant future is really about Manchester City, and it's a shame that the Premier League can't be fixing it for Man United to face off against Man City, because I really love that. Although I don't mind Liverpool winning and having better position in the league, but to see more of a three-way rivalry, see Liverpool and Man United and Man City fight it out. And I mean, Tottenham have to spend more money. Tottenham need to buy fucking players. They need a player, period. They need to buy. Oh, this is rubbish with Tottenham. They need to buy players. Come on. Quit being so stingy. Spend the money. Spend it. What is up with North London? What is up with the North London Cousins? You make up a nickname if at this rate Arsenal and Tottenham don't pick up the medals. We need to see it more consistency. We need to see more consistency in the Champions League and in the league. Starting to see a recent trend with Tottenham Hotspur. How far are they going to keep it up? It may even be a few years if Arsenal are not going to respond, but you never know with some surprises that happen. In Chelsea with the transfer ban, but the young players may be good enough to replace them. So a lot of things to look out for, but Man United guaranteed are going to bring in MOURA. This guy could be a star for Manchester United. This guy can have a much better first touch than Romelu Lukaku. The world-class young Argentinian can go out and be the great player that we know he can be outside of that and being a classless scumbag on top of it and what he did to a former teammate. But, looking so shaky. At the moment, it's looking like I will stick with my Man United pick until I see a full transfer window. And believe me, a lot of things are happening in this transfer window. A lot of things are. Koulibaly to Man United. I mean, Gareth Bale to Manchester United. I mean, Mario Cardi to Manchester United. I mean, Paul Pogba stays at Manchester United. I mean, Koulibaly there at Man United. Luke Shaw balls it out for Man United. Smalling is gone. Ashley Young is gone. Sell Valencia. Make McTominay your captain. Keep the goalkeeper, De Gea. Alexis Sanchez. See if he can respond or keep him on the bench. Now sell him. Sell Alexis. Buy someone to replace him. What if Mario Mandzukic joins Manchester United? I don't know. I'm throwing out a rumor here. What if Mandzukic leaves Juventus? No. Okay, he wouldn't leave Juventus, but a lot to say. That team in the Champions League, I mean, I see a lot for next year to do a whole preview of the Champions League. I would be down to do that at some time in the future.